storm. Hear the difference in the wind when dark clouds form and start to turn. I'll run again, far away when the hurricane comes in. Well, I'm the only...
Hello everyone, welcome back to Ray County. The big day has arrived. Yes, soybeans and the corn are ready. I am super excited about this. This could be the day that we start to recoup some money. Now, we have a few challenges on our hands, as you've seen already. We are trying to quickly repair the combine. Even if it gets us through this harvest, when I say this harvest, this field of soybeans, that will be enough for us. We could look at something bigger and better for future harvests, but you know, with money as tight as it is at the moment, we have to go with what we've got. And then the other issue is we don't have a corn header. So how we're going to get the corn off at the moment, I don't know. I think a conversation with the dealer might be in order there. The other issue is we don't have an auger to put the crops in the bins. So I think even before we do anything else, we're going to have to get one of those sorted. So there is a bit more investment required to get things running. But first and foremost, let's get this combine finished. Well, it may not look like much, and it is still pretty dirty, but it is running very smoothly at the moment, which gives me real hope for getting through the field. I was worried that this wasn't in a state that we would be able to use it, but it's going well. So, I think we'll turn it off for now. We'll go and get the auger sorted, and we'll have a little bit of a conversation about what we can do with a header, and then we'll take things from there. But here we are, coming over the hill. Now, the neighbour here, a chap called Argsy, who's just inherited that farm, did pop over the other day and asked us if we were interested in some cornstalk bales. At the moment, I can't really afford to buy them, but I may take them off him. There might be a bit of a deal to be had there as well. He doesn't have a baler. I may lend him our baler for a bit. Those conversations are ongoing, but you know, farmers helping farmers, always a nice thing to do. Right, let's see what the dealer's got in terms of augers, etc., and we'll take things from there. Right, here's where we are with things. They have this meridian in. I don't think it's long enough. Almost perfect, but it's just not long enough. We've got these two short augers here. Again, I don't think they'll go in. I did think about this one, but it's definitely, when you think about the bins, it's not going to reach. So it could well be this big conveyor, which is slightly overkill. I do have the drive over as well, if we had a big enough auger, but yeah, I think our only option is this, which is frustrating because it's the most expensive of the lot. But I think for now, I think we're going to have to lease this. Could find used on this. Gonna not spend that money at the moment. It's gonna drain us too quickly. We could do some money in the bank. So even though the lease is 1,300, but needs must, unfortunately. Needs must. But that is that bought. Okay. Let's have a chat to him about headers as well. Okay, so he's given us this as the option. This is a new New Holland header. May run on the Clays, and he said we can test it whether or not we've got the power for this. Our current header is 4.2 meters. This is 6. So we might be asking a bit much of it. He said he's willing to let us try it, and if it doesn't work, he won't charge us for it. But if it does work, we'll pay the leasing fee. So I think nothing to lose in that case, have we? Whether or not it's even compatible, we'll just have to wait and see. So we'll worry about that later. I think the first thing we're going to do, get this auger back to the yard and get the soybeans off the field. Right, there we go. He's brought it round. Looking good. And here is our auger. It'll be fun running this down the road, but we'll give it a go. So, I guess we'll see you back at the yard. Well, that was a challenge. We've just pulled over here. There's no way we're going to make that turn. The end of the auger would be clipping these trees, so we're just going to have to do a little bit of a turnaround in this field here, which is okay. I did check with the owner before I did it, and he said, yeah, no worries at all. So let's just whip this round here, and then we're going to be able to tackle the entranceway pretty much straight on. Like so, which is good. This is actually a field I wouldn't mind purchasing off him at some point. Nice size field. Do think maybe selling the alfalfa field at the bottom could be the right thing to do. Switching to something a bit closer to the yard, but at the moment we've got enough to worry about. So let's get this over one of the bins. See how we get on. It is overkill. It really is overkill for the farm, but like I said, it's the only one that would get high enough for these bins. So the only one we could really take. Right, I think the plan is here, we'll use this end bin and try and give ourselves a bit of turning space with our trailer and stuff. See how we get on. So I think that's about as far as we can take it with the truck. We might have to manoeuvre it by hand now. Right, it's got a little motor in it, so we'll fire that up and then we can raise it slightly. Like so, and maybe one more. And we can roll it into position. Like so. Let's just get it over the bin. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. And we just have to open up the hopper at the bottom to unload it. We've got a few bushes in the way there. We might have to do a little bit of quick landscaping to get rid of some of those, but that's easy enough to do. Right, hopper disconnected. Let's roll it around just to a point at which I think will be good for unloading. Somewhere like that. I think we're pretty good there. Tremendous. Right, I think that's everything done. Bin lid is now open as well. It will park the truck. We'll go and get the gravity wagon, get that sorted with the tractor, and then we'll roll the combine down to the field and see how we get on. Like I said, no help for me yet, but we'll do everything by hand for now. But don't think it'll take too long. Hopefully soybeans. I'm not excited about the yield, to be honest. You can see the amount of weeds in the field. We've driven past it enough times to know that it's maybe not the best it's ever been, so we can work on that for next year. But for now, we'll make do with what we've got. Hopefully, this year's prices are pretty good. Right, the joules are still on this, and we're going to go straight in and cultivate these fields and plant these fields as soon as we're done. So I'm going to leave those on that, which means the other tractor behind there will use that for hauling. There's the gravity wagon as well, so it looks like we're going to have to get the combine out first. So let's run this down to the field. No luxury of a header trailer for us, so we are just driving cautiously and hoping that the traffic spots us in time. There is enough space at the side of the road for me to just move over as they come past. Some are more considerate than others, but that's pretty standard, isn't it? Okay. We're doing alright. Glad the weather's good as well. Imagine if it was raining and no cab. Right, here we go. We are in. Apologies to all the traffic that patiently sat behind me there. Always appreciate that, and you know, it's a rural area. They know how important the farming is around here, so they are very patient with us. Anyway, I think even before we go and get the gravity wagon, we'll see how far we can get through this field. The tank on this is tiny, but equally I think the yield might be 2. Okay, this is shaking quite a lot. Look at that. It may shake to bits before we finish the field, but let's see how we get on, shall we?
Lame the weed too afraid to start the dreams that only came to pass them by. Here's to the broken man who stood and walked when he heard you can't, 'cause it shows me that faith is more than sight.
Right, so far so good. We are just past our first headland, onto our second. I'm about 65% full, but I don't want to end up on the back of the field. Have to drive the wagon all the way around there, so I might just put the brakes on here now, get unloaded, and then crack on again. So let's go and get that gravity wagon from the yard and yeah, see how much we're going to get off this field. I'm impressed it's full already, but like I said, it's a very small hopper on this. Here we go. I might just drop the spreader off and also front loader. Don't need that on at the moment, so that can stay here. There we go. Right. Gravity wagon. Which has been sitting here since we arrived. I've not even looked at it, so hopefully everything works. Worst case scenario, if it can't unload or anything, we can get it into the shed and dry, but hopefully everything's working as intended. We shall see very soon. Well, my prediction is we might get the entire field in one gravity wagon. That would be good. And then big test on the header for the corn as well. But we do have that soybean straw as well that we need to get off the field. It's a nice little bonus, that. I don't think we've got any use for it, but we can certainly sell it. That might be the first thing we actually sell and make some money off. Same with the cornstalk straw. I don't think we need much of it, but enough to keep the animals happy for the next wee while, so yeah, we should be good. Anyway, here we are. Let's get unloaded. There we go. Looking good. Yeah, we'll just wait for that to finish unloading, and then we will jump back in here and push on. Pipe in. Let's get back on with it.
All you need. This old world doesn't see. Someday we could all be free. We could change the world if we would just believe. 'Cause faith and love is all you need. This old world doesn't see. Someday we could all be free. Yeah, we could change the world if we would just believe.
Right, time for another unload. We are making some really good progress here. I reckon another 45 minutes or so we'll have this field done, but we've seen more than enough of us running around this field in the combine, so we'll just push on here and we'll come back when the field is complete. I am very conscious as well that we are getting quite a healthy amount of soybean straw here, more than I was predicting, so I'm excited to get the baler in straight away after this and see what we can do from there. I do think though there's merit in testing that corn header, because if that doesn't work we are in a bit of a conundrum. So we'll maybe pick up that header and give it a test, but then come back to it. If it works, great, we'll come back to it. If it doesn't, we have a big problem on our hands. So let's crack on. It is still early, relatively early in the day. The sun is still pushing through the mist, so we should get a lot done today. So we'll see you when we're done here. Well, my prediction we would get the whole field in one wagon was very wrong. We've got about a third of the field left, probably even a little bit more than a third of the field left, and we are full here, 8,000 litres in the gravity wagon, so that's positive. We're going to run it back to the yard, see if we can get that auger, pumping it into the bin, and then we'll head back. But that bodes well, like I said, on top of the straw as well. I'd be interested to see what we're going to get for this crop. It isn't the right time at the moment to sell it. We hold on to it for a few months, so we won't realise the benefit of it straight away, but at least we know it's there and banked, so to speak. So let's run back, let's get this unloaded, and let's head back to the field as quickly as we can. Here we are, just as we roll past the animals there. We did check them this morning, doing very well indeed, all well fed, no need for us to get involved with anything just now, which is nice. Means we can concentrate on the job in hand, which is the harvest at the moment. So let's see if we can tip this easily. Right, there we go. Let's see what happens here. Right, engine on the auger, and the auger running. Let's see what happens here. Need to get it over a little bit more. Right, with quite a lot of moving about, I think we've got it. So let's get this unloaded into the bin. You can see it unloading up there as well, which is great. I will shovel up that little bit that's there as well. Every single dollar counts at the moment, so I'm going to keep pushing on and making sure we get as much out of this field as possible. But for now, we'll let this unload. It looks like we have hit capacity of the auger at the moment. It's having a little wait before it unloads some more, so we'll just play the waiting game. There we go, all done. Took a little bit longer than I thought, but got it all in there. Let's just have a little check, shall we? Yep, there we go. Drying bin, 3,277 litres. All good, I think. All good. Right, back to the field. We'll leave that there. I won't forget about it. We'll leave that there and we'll come and get it once we finish the field. Right, there we go. Back into it. And yeah, you can see how much is left here. So, fingers crossed, not too much longer. But, oh, I'm filled with positivity. It's been a good crop, despite all the weeds in it. And all this soybean straw is going to go towards helping us out, which is awesome. Awesome sauce. So let's get this done, and then we'll give that corn header a little test. Right, last little bits into the hopper there, and we are now going to head over to the dealership, and we are going to see if this corn header works or not. I'm not holding out much hope. It is very modern, and this combine is not. So, I think we're being very optimistic, but it's worth a try. It's not going to cost us anything. The dealer's been very good to us, so let's see what happens, shall we? Right, here we are. Yeah. Now seeing them side by side, I am really not optimistic at all. It looked big before, but now this is serious. You know what? We'll just marry them up to each other. Let's see what's what. Well, I did not expect that. It's actually got the right connectors. Now, next thing, well, two things really. Is there enough power to run it, and does it even spin up? So let's find out, shall we? Okay, so it looks like it won't power up, and that is because that old header was belt and chain driven, and this is driven by PTOs. We don't have any PTO connections at all, so yeah, it's a failed experiment. That's a real shame. It was going to be a dream if that worked, but sadly not. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave this here, and we will go and do the soybean straw bales, and then we'll have a think about how we deal with the corn. I mean, while it's really frustrating, we do have a couple of months coming after this one where we could harvest our corn, so it may take us a little bit longer to find something, but corn isn't going to go to waste as long as the weather behaves, I suppose. And again, same as the soybeans, I mean, a month shorter, so we only had October and November to get those off, so it's good that we have them off already. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Right, I just need to wander next door now, grab the tractor, get those soybeans into the bins, pick up the baler, and we're all systems go again. Right, here we go. Let's get this out of here, and then we can have a little prediction on how many bales we're going to get out of here. I don't know, is the quick answer. This could look like a lot of swath. It could be kind of light, though, when it's all compacted down. Compressed into not many bales, but when you look at it on the field, it looks pretty good, so let's wait and see, shall we? Let us wait and see. Right, we're back. Let's get this lined up and tipped as quickly as we can. So we can see our trigger here when it arrives. It arrives. Come on, where are you? There it is. We had to drive around the other side, but in it goes. That is our soybean harvest done, over before it really began, wasn't it? Hopefully in future years that will be different and we will have a lot more crop to play with. But there we go. Excellent job done. Now, because of our issue with the corn header, I am just going to drop this here for now. And we are going to run over with the baler in a second. I'm just going to check what our final numbers were on the soybeans. 12,420. Right, let's just go and get a shovel, pick up that tiny little bit. I know it's probably not worth it, but I can't think like that. Every penny counts at the moment. Right, that's on. Drop the bale spike and grab the bucket. There we go. What about the propane tank? Again, something we need to think about. When it comes to the corn, whether or not we dry it, the prices aren't radically different. So, it's just a decision really on whether or not we want to bother with spending the money on the propane for a very small difference in price. There we go. It was 349 litres. So, worth putting in, I think. Right, let's get it tipped and let's go baling. Right, here we are, and here we go. Let's just get stuck straight into it. I've driven across a fair bit of this hay, but hopefully it's not too bad, and we see some good results out of this. Right, we're up and running here. I've upped the bale size slightly. This baler will do 125, 150 and 180 centimetre bales. I've gone for the 150s. And let's see how we get on with it. Well, there you go. What a brilliant start to the day. It is still early here. It's just after 10 AM. We've got that crop off the field, and now we're getting through these bales. This is going to take a bit of time, but I think I'm just going to push on for a bit now and see if we can get this field done in the not too distant future. But on that note, I think we're going to call it for this episode. So I just want to say thanks again for all your support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying this series. Lots more to come on this, and we've got a few challenges ahead of us still. So stick with me. I'm hoping we can turn this farm around still. But for now, take care. See you all again very soon. Bye for now.